Welcome to the latest installment of the Run to Daylight show. I'm your host, Todd Burrows. Today, I will be doing a live Best Ball Mania draft. And while I am doing that, I will also go over a lot of the FFPC Pros versus Joes tournament that I did. Um, we're 4 weeks away. Preseason games are going. Unfortunately, we don't get to see nearly the amount of situational information that we used to get in preseason um, with so few players playing. But that's just the new nature of the NFL. So I am going to join a Best Ball Mania soon. And while we're doing that draft, I'm so used to the 20-second clocks now that I just really can't get too interested in. Um, it's hard for me to just sit there and do one Best Ball Mania with a 30-second clock. A lot of times I'll do two live, but I did want to go over my FFPC Pros versus Joes. I drafted from the 12 spot, and it was, as you can imagine, not a heck of a lot of fun. Um, the um, the 12 spot presents a lot of challenges, and I want to go over with you guys just kind of how I attacked it, some of the tactics you can use uh, when you're doing these kinds of drafts and you're locked into the 12 spot. Um, and so, speaking of the FFPC, I want to talk about my friends over at the FFPC. There are 4 weeks to go. It is now time to really hit the FFPC lobby, and I'm going to do that. I am going to share my screen. I'm going to kind of go in and show you guys just some of the tournaments that are going on there. I go over to the FF. You should be able to see my full screen now. And so you can see that I am on Team 22. I also share some teams, so I've got 5 more. So my volume is down from last year, but this is the beautiful beginning of the FFPC, and the first thing your eyes go to is $2 million first prizes for season long. And then, of course, there is the $300,000 grand prize for the best ball tournament. They've got sit and goes, 6-hour, 2-hour, live drafts, 125 each, 20 rounds. Just my favorite way to play fantasy football. And my dollar, that's what my dollars show. So you can also see that there's only one person left for the Best Ball Mania. So if you want to get in and try and snipe me, well, you better hurry. Hold on. Sinus is bothering me. Get a little steam. Got everything that I need, and we will take questions today while we're drafting. So if you want to ask me some questions, so while we are waiting for that last spot to fill in Best Ball Mania, and I think that was it. I just heard draft starting in 60. I got the 1-2. So I will be taking either Tyreek or CD Lamb. I will not be taking CMC coming off the injury. Oh, wow. I wonder if Peter Overzet is also doing a live draft. I think he do all his drafts live, so this should be fun. Pete from the 105. Let's see, is there anyone else that I really know? No. Would that affect the way that I draft? No. I also use the Spike Week tools, and you can see the Spike Week overlay here. And so what I will do is I will refresh my Spike Week tools. And I will look at my opponent combos. Uh, Everything else that I really need is right here. I'm on the clock. You can see that I've got 8%. I've got 14% CD in this tournament, 8%. So I'm going to take Tyreek. And then, as you guys who have watched me before know, I will fill up my queue. And the good news is my tiers, I will most likely not be taking Jonathan Taylor or Barkley or Waddle, Adams or Achane. I know a lot of people like taking multiple Dolphins early. I tend not to be one of them. And so these are the people that I'm looking at. I also would draft Kyron in the third. Probably starting 0 running back. Pete started with Amon-Ra St. Brown ahead of Justin Jefferson. Just curious if Pete is... Did I even spell that right? Is he streaming live? 9 p.m.? No. It doesn't look like he is. I guess he is practicing. Practice. So the way that I do this, I want to do it not just by Best Ball Mania. I know some of the guys over at Spike Week disagree, but I want kind of an overall sense of who is being taken with who. And let's go with Miami. Why is this not loading? It never works when you want it to. Not just Spike Week, I mean just in general. Opponent combos. And then what I do is I sort like that. All right, so you can see Tyreek. And you know what? I'm going to do this. I'm going to duplicate. And we'll also do my player combos. And that I will do with just Best Ball Mania. Since it is, and you can see I've got 25% of my Tyreek with Debo, Nico, Waddle. I did do one with Waddle, obviously. Devontae Adams. I did one with Achane. I will not be doing one today. So 0 with Kupp, 0 with Ayuk, 0 with Devonta Smith. I have one with Neighbors, no with Metcalf, no with Moore. So that gives me an idea, but let's see who's there. No questions, but if you want to jump in with questions. So let's look at the pros versus Joes, not the Dynasty one, pros versus Joes Seltzer League. Draft board. So you can see Matt Schauf was in it, Peter Overzet, Theo Greminger, Stacy Perez, Sig Bloom, myself, and a bunch of high-stakes veterans. So we will go over that, and let's see how 5 picks away. All right, so Pete, did Pete come up again yet? He's up next. Let's see what Pete does. My guess is he will go, Gibbs falling. Maybe it's got a bunch of Pete Slappies in there. And so this could be a very late wide receiver room, running back room. It'll be interesting to see when I take it. He takes Olav. He sticks with. So if you look here with the Spike Week tools, you can see that Tyreek is most often drafted with Waddle, Achane, Mike Evans. So I'm on the clock. Devontae Adams, only 9% of people have him with Devontae. I have him 25% Devontae, so I won't go there. I'm going to go with Malik Neighbors. No, I'm going to do something weird. I'm going to go DK Metcalf. So I'm pushing up DK Metcalf. I don't have any with DK Metcalf. The field has 14% with DK Metcalf, but only 6% with DJ Moore. They have a common last game. I'm back on the clock, and I am going to go DJ Moore. That's a trick that Jenks kind of taught me over at Spike Week. I've been drafting a lot of Malik Neighbors, 18 and 16, but I start out with a very unique, and honestly now I really don't even feel the need, oh wow, Neighbors making it back to Pete, but he goes Kyron Williams over Neighbors, leaving Ben 3.335 to get Neighbors at 3.6. Beautiful thing for Ben. All right, 16 picks away. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, Mahomes 15, and right. All right. So there's a few other guys. You can see I draft a lot of Terry McLaurin, a little less lately. I typically come out of this area with one of the elite tight ends or the elite quarterback. Cleveland, I'm looking for. You could see that how it has all of your correlations. I've already got Chicago and Seattle highlighted. So no questions, but we are live. All right, let's go over to this. So one of the tricks of doing from the corner is to double up positions. So I doubled up with young tight ends. I passed on Kelsey. I passed on wide receiver. I passed on Puka. I passed on 2 tight ends. So that did 2 things for me. It made it so that in a premium tight end format, I don't need to worry about it. Came back with Neighbors and DJ Moore. So you see how much I do like Malik Neighbors. I think he could be a early first-round pick next year. And I came back with DJ Moore. The controversial part of the draft was coming back here with Aaron Jones and Ramondre. I don't know that if today, I don't think I would have done that if this was today. I got sniped on Richardson. He was the guy that I really wanted there. And I already had 2 tight ends. I could have gone McLaurin for a 3rd wide receiver. But I decided in a draft where you don't know what running back is going to be. And I still ended up a little weak at running back. I made one other mistake. So we'll get back to that in a minute. Let's see. Interesting. So Pete, let's see if I can predict what Pete's going to do. He's going to go. Yeah, that's what I thought he would do. Take Flowers. Highest. So all the quarterbacks have already gone. So that's fine. There's 3 really good tight ends out there. I will quickly look with Tyreek. I don't have any Mark Andrews. He's my first choice. So I am going to take Mark Andrews. So you could see I had Mark Andrews with Tyreek in other contests, but not in BBM. So now I've got 3 and 1. I will not go tight end, a second tight end. Rashee Rice, Hollywood Brown. And I could go Anthony Richardson. Not ideal, but I could do it. Let's see. Pickens is now in the 5th round. I'm going to take Pickens. Ayuk might not get traded. Pickens is now much further down than he normally is. He'll go back up a round or two. If Ayuk does indeed stay, I like Pickens. You can see even after you draft, you can see so you could see I didn't have him with too many of these guys. I had 13% Pickens, 13% in BBM, and I like having this up so you get to see all your week 17 correlations. So I'm willing to take that chance. It's going to be hard to get a Chief coming back. Worthy's probably going to be gone, but maybe I'll generic Prince it at the end. We'll see. Not going to take Stroud, Kamara, or Montgomery. I'm not big on Lad McConkey. I definitely wouldn't mind him. I've been pushing Jamison Williams up lately. I like Ramondre. I like Connor now, thanks to Hack over at 1 Week Season. I don't necessarily feel the need to get either of the Pittsburgh guys. So we'll see where I'm at with the second pick. Pete took my guy McLaurin. His team now is a 1-4, which I certainly don't mind. But if you look at my team, it is a different kind of 1-4. I like late tight end more than I have. So I am really not going to be looking at tight end for a while. If you have questions, throw them in. I pop in every once in a while. All right. So now I need some quarterbacks here. And I got Kyler, and I took a third running back with Jalen Warren. Came back with Caleb Williams and Sutton. I don't think if it was today, I would have taken Chase Brown was gone. Let's see, 2, 4, 6, 8. Came back with Sutton. Oh no, Chase. I would have come back with Chase Brown if it was today. So that was one of the probably bigger mistakes I made. I then came back with Eckler and Charbonnet. That gave me 5 good running backs. And then I wanted to get back to wide receiver, young wide receivers. I did a lot of that here. And then Evan Hull and Jared Wiley. Overall, I don't think I did a great job with this team. If my 2 tight ends go nuclear and Neighbors goes nuclear, I could just need enough out of my tight end. But I don't think I had a very good draft. And I don't know how many guys who actually do this for a living will actually be honest enough to tell you. But I, again, don't think I did very good in the pros versus Joes. So let's see how far. We're 6 picks away. We're going to X out of that. Let's go back over to FFPC. Let's look at one that I recently finished. There and back again, 2. Let's see if this is one of the ones I wanted to talk about. Draft board. All right, so right in the middle here, and I don't want to talk about this. This one, I actually twice. It's rare for me to get auto drafted, but I did there. So that's not the one we will go over. It's good to review your drafts every once in a while. All right, so I was in the number 8. So this is a good example of how I've been attacking FFPC. I either go hero or zero. So with Brees and Bijan and McCaffrey all gone, Jefferson easy pick. McBride coming back. I like getting that tight end. Easy with Watson. So now I've got 5 wide receivers and a tight end. It's almost not like the Todd you guys are used to. I'm perfectly happy to do a lot of, there is just so much value. And Pete gets a second running back, Rashad White, 5 picks after ADP. I get Watson 2 picks after ADP. Now I'll come back with a running back. I will take James Conner here. Not a lot of correlations so far. So we're going to try and focus on that a little bit more as we go along. No quarterback yet. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Not taking Burrow. 14. Not taking Swift. 15. Brooks. 16. 17. Not taking Dak or Sutton or Bowers. Love. I've been pushing up Chase Brown, Brian Robinson, Pollard, Spears, Singletary, and Javonte. So I will get my second running back there. I might get a quarterback there, and I'd be perfectly content to go late quarterback with this team. I've got Tua. I've got Geno. I've got Caleb Williams. I've got Fields or Russ. So I've been drafting a decent amount of love, but I think the plan's going to be to get 2 of the running backs in that area I really like. So, all right, we're going to go back over that. No questions. All right, so FFPC. 2 good tight ends. Theo Johnson late. Love that. Quarterback, Richardson, Stafford, and Minshew. I mean, Minshew, that was probably a little lazy of me to take a third quarterback with that team. But with Richardson's injuries and Stafford being old, I mean, this team is dependent on these quarterbacks being healthy. Wide receiver, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Tucker is a guy I pulled up because I kind of like him. It gets some injuries and a late stack with Minshew. JJ, Cup, and Metcalf. I love that start. JJ, McBride, Cup, Metcalf, Richardson. And then running back, 0 running back team for me. Some guys have moved the ball and say, well, 6 rounds, not 0 running back anymore. But to me, this is a 0 build. And I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 running backs. I probably would have liked the 7th on this team. And no, 6 picks away. I just got a notification for a different. So Pete took a tight end, Engram. So he's looking for quarterback. I'm looking for quarterback. See what he does. So he took a 3rd running back, including one that I would have liked. And his Jordan Love is gone. 8-6, early for him. Ahead of Dak. So Pete's probably going to wait for. Interesting. No correlations anywhere to be found. It's just one of those teams. So I'm going to push Chase Brown up. I really like Zamir White. But I'm going to push up Chase in this situation. So I've been doing some. Jaden Daniels is my most owned QB. I don't go heavy on quarterback. Not just doing this to snipe Pete if I do it, but I'm going to take Daniels. I don't mind. I think he's a guy with his rushing floor. I mean, this team is explosive as hell. I can That's what I'm doing. That's what I did. Um, he can be mad all he wants, but I think that's going to make a better team for me. Caleb, maybe I shouldn't have done that. Should have stuck to my guns. Corum, Tua, Eckler, and Dowdle. So running back, this is definitely a 6 running back team, and I probably need to hit it pretty hard and then come back toward the end with wide receiver and tight end. So this team's okay. I wouldn't say it's great. My running backs are, a lot of my favorites. Ramondre, Zamir, Tajay, Eckler, Hubbard is not a favorite. I got sniped on Ray Davis on this one. Let's go back to my team 20. One I drafted. I mean, I draft all of my teams, even the one I split. The way we do it is, I'm the one who does all the drafting. Oh, here's one from the 12 spot. Let's see how I did. Rare Puka team, Harrison and Neighbors, Ingram and Goddard, Richardson again, Cousins and Nix. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 running backs. I don't like that team too much either. Not good, Todd. Not good. Anyway, that's where we're at with this. Daniels is so tempting to me. I should have passed. I should have just helped. Well, but Caleb might not have made it back. Anyway, it's Daniels. There's good ways to stack him late. Not a lot of great ways to get Week 17 late. This is not a great Week 17 team. Probably not one of the best teams I've drafted either. So, although I really like the Tyreek, Metcalf, Moore, Pickens, Watson stuff. And I would have considered Justin Fields back when he was in the 18th. I don't think I'm gonna on this team. Too many other ways for this one to go. If you got any questions, I'm running out of things to talk about, as I am not used to these 30-second clocks anymore. 7 picks away. So I missed, that Daniels pick hurt me. I missed out on that. I should have taken Zamir there, but it is what it is. Do a Pete's. So he's got Detroit. So if he's probably maybe pushes up Goff here. He's got 2 tight. That's an odd build for him, based on what I mean. I don't study Pete that much, but the fact that he's got 2 tight ends already. What's he gonna do? I'm gonna say Lockett, but I could be wrong. No, he took Trevor Lawrence. Did he have? Did he? He didn't even have. Oh yeah, he had Ingram. All right. Dun, 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 dun. This would be a good time to take a quorum share, but I don't love my running backs. I'm going to take Eckler. I'm going to make sure I don't miss that one. Daniels is now turns blue because I've got the stack. I've got Eckler. And I am going to push up. Boy. Rico Dowdle. I'm going to take Corum over Rico Dowdle this time. I like Dowdle more, but as you can see, I get the second Week 17 game. Corum goes with James Conner. I mean, not an ideal Week 17, but you might say, why did you pass on Tua? There's just so many other ways. I really needed to address running back before running back kind of fell off the cliff. Where did Caleb go? Caleb went to this guy. Second quarterback, 3 running backs, no tight ends. Not a bad team. Not a bad team at all. All right. So I've got 1 quarterback, 4 running backs, 5 wide receivers, and a stud tight end. I'm not going to have a Week 17 with Andrews, which I would have liked. 14 picks away, no questions. This is where the draft is really going to get interesting because I've got a lot of guys in that I like and could use in these next 2. I'm not going to take Stafford to go with Corum. So that's where you got to really look. See how I have the correlation and I've got the quarterback, but I don't have one of his good weapons. Ray Davis is all the way down here. Gino, will they make it back a second time? I don't know. But I've got Fields that I can still use on this team. Fields is the second quarterback. A lot of people would hate that, but it is an option for me. So 9 picks away. Probably going to miss out on Dotson, just the way this is going. But that's okay. I kind of need another running back more. Again, this is not my favorite team that I've ever drafted. The Daniels thing threw me off a bit. Not that Caleb would have made it back anyway. So I probably made the right choice, actually. I could have gotten 2 as my first quarterback. But it's pretty hard to get excited about 2 as your number 1 quarterback versus Daniels and his rushing upside. Daniels is a guy I am pushing heavily right now, trying to get more of. I would say that Overzet is going to take Ty Chandler or Charbonnet. Let's see if I'm right. Not a big Tyler Algier guy, but he is kind of the last way to really smartly get a Week 17. Mooney's there too. Mooney's doing good in camp from what they say. I have not, you can see I only have 3% Mooney. So if you guys wondering who I like and who I don't like, he's going to take Ty Chandler as my guess. How did I know? Ty Chandler. So there goes Dotson. That's okay. I'm going to take Algier. Now you can see my Week 17 correlation. I'm counting on one of those games where it's not a great game and Algier is taken over for Bijan. back up already. I'm at five wide receiver, five now. Marshawn Lloyd, Dobbins, Jalen Wright. There's my boy Ray Davis. I'm just going to reach down and get Geno. I don't think Geno makes it back. I feel now with five wide running backs, I feel pretty good. Now I've got my two quarterbacks. I've got a stud tight end. I've started to get some correlations going. I mean, I hate to do this, but Luke McCaffrey becomes very interesting to me on the way back. Sixth running back, I would take Chuba. I would take Estime. All right, so that's that. Not really looking at tight end yet, but Musgrave and Fant are people that I would consider. Would I consider Justin Fields as a third quarterback? I would. I don't think it's ideal for this team, but I'll throw him in there. No questions. And now we wait. So I could show you some more of these Spike Week tools. You can sort it by either your whole. You could see I'm up to 555 teams, $5,000 entered, 494 teams post NFL draft. I've got about 100 slows going. You're pretty much done with slows. I hate the 4-hour clock, so I won't be entering too many more. Best Ball, and if you want to check Best Ball Mania, I've got 103 teams, so I've got 46 once this one's done. I've got some slows going, and then you can. I mean, it's so worth it. Then you've got all your exposures, so you can see in Best Ball Mania what your exposure looks like. You can switch down and go your overall, and you see my Javon Baker goes down. Baker, Eckler, slowing up a little on Eckler. I know it's stupid that he was used on kickoffs. I like B-Rob, but B-Rob goes in areas where a lot of guys go. All right, 9 picks away. It'll definitely be early for McCaffrey, but I don't care. I like McCaffrey. And when you look at wide receivers, who's above him that I really am going to feel like I missed? There goes Wandale. I mean, these are all guys that are okay. So, but it makes me pretty comfortable that I can get him coming back, get my sixth running back or my tight end. I mean, if somehow Musgrave makes it back, that's a no-brainer. But 255, I mean, I definitely want to come out of here with at least one wide receiver. Unstack Daniels, except for Eckler, is not the worst thing that could happen to me, too. So I'm not like stressing that. One, 4, 6. I bet he goes running back again. It probably takes my guy Ray Davis here. No, you want McLaughlin. I like Davis. I mean, I like McLaughlin, but I like Ray Davis way more. Way more. Way more. Way more. Good team. All right, so that's easy. Ray Davis, boom. So I don't think I can afford Fields. So this becomes a wide receiver tight end draft now. So you'll see how I do this. 2-6-5-1. Now that might seem out of balance, right? You want so many wide receivers, but look, I got a first, a second, a third, a fifth, and a sixth round wide receiver. And I'm going to take Luke. I'm not going to take the chance. I like Luke McCaffrey. I didn't as, and I like some of the other later guys. So again, this is something to consider that they talk about in Spike Week. Auction values. But anyway, I won't go into that. You don't pay for it. I don't want to go too heavy, but by pulling one guy up, you can get a couple guys in a range. So I'm very comfortable there. Conklin has a correlation. Robinson has a correlation. Jalen McMillan, good rookie. I like Jonnu. Otten, I just haven't been drafting. My boy Troy Franklin died, which is sad. Yoshi, Jalen Hyatt, Theo Johnson, Greg Dulcich. So at the very least, I will come out of the next couple groups. Oh, Jalen Tolbert I missed. I don't mind him. I mean, and again, since I'm doing one draft and it's going slow, could I change the way that I go late? Yes. $14 picks away, no questions. Don't want to do that. Be nice to find a team that I actually like. To look at. All right, so Hero is my favorite. Here I took Brees, then I come back Ramondre 2, Benson 3, Lloyd 4, Mitchell 5, Estime 6. That's a pretty good running back room. Kelsey, Bowers, and Dulcich, love that. Josh Allen, Jaden Daniels, and Sam Howell. Sam Howell, 20th round, take a shot on a running upside guy. I must have DK Metcalf. There you go. All right, and then wide receiver. 1, 2, 3, 4. Got my boy Wicks. 5, Wandell. 6, Franklin and Baker. Yeah, I like. This is a team that I like. This is a team that if we got to the end, and remember, this FFPC is way more about advancing than being unique. And this is a solid team. Kelsey, Bowers, Dulcich, Allen, Daniels. I mean, I should have elite quarterback points every week. If Brees does what he's drafted to do, and you draft to be right, that team should be fire. So Pete's at 1.572. He's really pushed. I would say he should be done at running back and tight end. He's got to get a quarterback. He could go Carr. I took Geno. It's not both quarterbacks. I didn't even notice that he had Lockett. I guess I did know, but I wasn't thinking about it. The first one I knew he had, and but I think my team's better for it. I mean, I wouldn't have gotten Caleb if I had waited. I would have had to have reached for Caleb. So now I'm stacked and correlated week 17. Not great with Daniels, not with some of the early guys. My running backs, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 that I like. Corum I don't love. Algier I don't love. But, I mean, you mix them in. Those are mix-in guys. What I could do while we're waiting for the end here is I'm going to duplicate. I'm on the clock in some drafts. And you guys can watch me Well, that happened quick. I had just emptied. Wait for the. Sometimes the first time you do it, it takes a little while to load. So Yoshi, Dulcich. I'm gonna go with Yoshi. Maybe Hyatt makes it back to me. And then in the 18th, my second tight end. I normally have more correlations than this. All right, so you can see 1, 3, 4, 1. I always go to the playoff view. I got 3 running backs, 4 wide receivers, Kyle Pitts, Daniels. You could see. I really like Daniels. Love Wicks here. Corum, he fits again. 1 pick away. All right. So I could go Hyatt. I could go Janu and upgrade my second tight end. Hyatt probably makes it back. Might make it back. I'm going to take Janu. No, I'm not. I'm just going to get it over with and take Dulcich. I like Dulcich. And again, it doesn't really matter, but now I've got 2 Bengals and Dulcich coming back. There was no reason to. I had so much Dulcich early, and then I kind of got out of the habit. So I'm done at tight end, and the last pick will be a wide receiver, maybe a quarterback. Fields is still there. I mean, if he somehow makes it back, I don't think he will. Hyatt, McCarthy, Russ. I mean, I got Pickens. I could go Russ. Let's see. These wide receivers jump out at me as guys I really like. I mean, there really isn't. I was going to start taking my boy Cowling again if Ayuk was traded, but it doesn't look like he will. Tez Walker I could throw in there. Treylon Burks has been playing good. Beckham, Malik Washington. I mean, I've got guys I can take in the last round. All right, let's go back to making some picks. So 3, 4. I went to running back a little earlier here. I'm at 10, 9. So I'm going to get a good running back coming back, right? I like Eckler, as you know. I like Dowdle. I like these guys. So I'm going to just take my 5th wide receiver, even though he's not correlated. I really like Mr. Wicks. Boom. Pick made. Move on to the next one. All right. So 1, 4, 1. I definitely would consider a quarterback here. But Stroud, all his best weapons are gone. Kyler, I can get weapons later. Connor, second running back. I'm back to even there. I like Ramondre. I'm going to take Jameson Williams. I've been pushing him up. I'm taking Jameson Williams. 5th wide receiver, very explosive. I've been adding to Jameson. Why Brian Thomas is going ahead of him, I don't know. And we know Jameson is in him up to 11%. Been pushing him lately. I've got a stud running back. And remember, is he a stud? Is he going to be a stud? I drafted him like he is. That's how you draft the team. All right, so let's do this. All right, earlier pick. I already got a quarterback, so I'm not going to do that. He's already stacked with Zay Flowers and Neighbors and Gibbs. Very fast team. So I'm not going Richardson, not going Ridley. Mixon gives me the comeback. I don't. Oh, I already. Do I have the comeback? I don't. All right, I'm going to take Mixon. Unusual team for me, but it is what it is. All right, next one up. We're moving. We're moving. All right, so 5th, 10th, 11th, 12th round. I like Ty Chandler as my 4th running back. I like Hawkinson. I really want to own. I got an early running back here. It's not deadly, but there's no wide receivers I really want. I like Musgrave, but he's not stacked. Chandler gives me the same thing. I've got Algier again with the correlation with Washington. That would add here. I just like Chandler more. Up next, Hyatt's still there. I took the chance that he would make it back. Pete's team ends with Franklin. So he went 3 quarterbacks. He doesn't have Neighbors. Oh, I bet he wishes he hadn't passed on Neighbors now for Flowers. Or I forget who. No, he took Kyron. All right. Hyatt made it easy peasy. That's going to do it. I'm going to end the pod. You guys don't need to see me make the rest of my picks. Again, thanks to my friends over at the FFPC. Go to my FFPC. That is my FFPC. Sign up and you'll see me there. Take care, guys.